Welcome back to another Alliance War. For Loki, we're currently rank 9 in the Master Bracket, and we're taking on xoxo, Loner meets the Elites. And this is the second to last Alliance War of Season 3, and I'm so happy that the season is almost over. I can almost taste those juicy rewards and my next rank 5 5-star champion. First note up is the Aggression Fury Limber, and this is a 6-star Science Champion. Just going to go ahead and pop on an advanced power boost here. Not necessarily for any reason. I actually just don't use these things all that much, but I do pick them up from the store every time they're available. So I had one that just happened to be in the overflow, ready to expire, so I might as well pop this thing on and just speed up these fights a little bit. And yeah, you can see I've got 3 debuffs on him, just like that. It really allows you to stack those debuffs much quicker. Yellow Jacket on this node is not too serious of a fight. All you got to do is make sure to do a 4-hit combo and back out every time he goes over that first bar of power. This way you have plenty of room and distance to evade his special one, since it is unblockable, and yeah, you don't want to get clipped by any part of it. I end up pushing him to a special 2 here, which is preferred. I actually don't mind pushing to a special 2. You know, I just know that he normally throws the L1, so that's why I, was baiting out the L1 there. But yeah, I mean, the Aggression Fury, you don't want to wait too long. At some point, you just have to find another opening. And yeah, I took some block damage to get that other opening. Anyway, moving on to the next fight, we have a Bane Stun Immune. Just going to hop right into the fight. It's a 5-star Science Champion, which is Wasp. And Wasp is no trouble at all either. You just got to bait out her heavy attack, really. That's the big thing about Wasp. And this is actually only a rank 3 Wasp, so yeah, you can see her health is just melting away, man. She is really dropping quickly. One more 5-hit combo, that should do it, and yep, down she goes. So, wow, what a fast fight that was, right? Wasp has one of the lowest HPs in the entire game, so being that she was only rank 3 and low base HP, yeah, very quick fight. Alright, we're already at the buffet node, just like that, man. Look at that, only 2 minutes and some change into this video. Alright, so this is a 565 skill champion, thanks to Scouter Lens. I could see that rank, and in the profile is Blade, so I knew this was going to be a Blade, so I did not want to use Dark Spidey. I wanted to bring in Void for this fight. And he does have max Limber, it seems, so I'm not really going to be able to parry much. It's good that I had that 3-minute boost active just to stack up these debuffs nice and quick. I do want to get Petrifies up as quickly as possible. Of course, my first 3 debuffs do not contain a single Petrify. That's pretty typical when it comes to the RNG of Void's debuffs at times. So you can see I evade the L2, the last little bit of the L2, and get my open that way, get my in. And I'm going to make a mistake a little bit later in this fight where I try to do the exact same thing, and I guess I just mistime my swipe in, and actually don't go in, and I have to swipe twice. I very distinctively remember having to swipe twice, and you could see it right here, where there's just that little bit of a delay before I actually get to dash in. I shouldn't have tried. Like, after the first swipe didn't go in, I should have been like, I should have realized, like, okay, if I dash in now, I'm going to be too late. But I went for it anyway. In the moment, it's harder to think about that kind of thing. Luckily, I get 2 Petrifies pretty quickly after getting Fear of the Void, so at this point his health is just melting. If I can get Dexterity to trigger on myself one more time, boom, he goes down. So all in all, a couple mistakes that fight, but it worked out pretty well in the end. Alright, next fight up, we have the buffet mini-boss this time, and it is a 6-star Nebula. And Nebula, I'm not too worried about this fight. I was thinking about only using 1 potion here, but then I was thinking, well, I mean, it's not like this is my last fight of the path, and, mistakes do happen. What if she somehow gets her special 3 or something like that? I might as well just use another potion. I'm sure I'm going to be using another potion at some point anyway. So I go ahead and use that potion. Now, I may not necessarily have... I might not have had to do that, looking at the rest of how this war went. And you'll see what I'm talking about as we get to the next couple of fights. But anyway, this first, or Nebula here, dealing with this fight first. Just going to stack those debuffs, make sure I get a Petrify as early as possible. Of course, Petrify is not cooperating once again, but that's alright. And I also have the Killmonger synergy, which is going to heal me up throughout this fight as well. So yeah, hopefully I can end as close to 100% as possible here. Still no Petrify debuff. 3 debuffs in. This will be the 4th one, and nope, still no Petrify. I mean, sometimes I get lucky. I can't say it's always unlucky, but it just sometimes, man, it's a little bit frustrating when the Petrify is the final debuff to get added. But it doesn't really matter. This is just Nebula. This is a totally a diversity placement. There's no actual threat about this champion. And you can see my Killmonger synergy is putting in work as my health is starting to go up. And I've got Fear of the Void up now, and this time around the procs, the debuffs that I get, they do come in a pretty nice order as I get that Petrify right away. So that's always nice, and I'm actually going to get a second Petrify after this next debuff. And watch her HP, this is always so satisfying. 20%, boom, 6%, just like that. And the fight is almost over. I got that full yellow bar, 100%, and it always feels good ending the fight with that full yellow bar. It doesn't happen all that often, so yeah, always happy when I can pull that off. Alright, we got a tech champion on the aggression armor node here, and it's either Infinity Man or a decoy, and it is a decoy. It's the Labyrinth Ultron. And Labyrinth Ultron, I see this guy on this node probably more than any other champion on this node. Just got to play around those evades, and then should be good to go. Hopefully I could finish this fight with that full yellow bar as well. That'd be nice if I could do that. Basically after every 5-hit combo, then I know the next combo, or about the next combo or so, he's going to have that evade, so just try to play around that. It's a little bit weird. I've talked about it in past wars as well. Because one avoids debuffs lowers the chance for evasion. I think sometimes it cancels out Ultron's ability to evade, and then I don't know if I could attack into him cleanly or not. So yeah, it just kind of throws me off there. Alright, I'm at that full yellow bar at the moment. Let's see if I could hold that for the next 15% or so. Trying to get that evade to happen, but it doesn't seem to be happening. There we go, just got that full yellow bar right at the end. Beautiful. Alright, now we have the Cosmic Champion on the Arc Overload node. And it's Recovery Arc Overload, and this is actually going to be a King Groot. And this, because of this fight, I do regret using that potion. I'm going to try to do the armor trick that I talked about a few wars ago. People were asking why I hadn't been trying to do it again, and it's typically because I've seen King Groot on the final node, the final like the mini boss node, and I was thinking, well, I don't really need to get that armor break on me, you know. But this being the not the final fight here, I am gonna try to get that armor break on me. Plus, this is only actually a rank 3 champion, so I figured it's very safe. I'm not going to take too much damage. Although, you know, now that I realize it, I don't think it matters what node this guy is on. And if he could be a 6-star rank 2, it doesn't matter. I don't think he's going to do enough damage to threaten me. Yeah, the armor break trick is basically let him hit you with the end of his special one when he has a Fury. He has to have the Fury active, and when he has the Fury active, then you gain a permanent armor break. And if you have willpower, then of course you're going to be healing from that permanent armor break. And the armor break itself is not even that serious. You know, it doesn't lower your armor by that much. It's not like you're going to suddenly be taking a ton of damage from this guy or anything like that if you accidentally get hit. It's just, yeah, it's a nice way to heal up. So I could have healed up from 50% throughout this fight if I really needed to. I definitely didn't need to use those potions against Nebula. Lesson learned, but at the same time, I don't want to take things too lightly and, you know, assume that I could get the healing off, because what if this was not King Groot on this node? I had no way of knowing. Could have been any Cosmic Champion going into this fight. But anyway, he has Fear of the Void, he's got a couple of debuffs. The next time that Arc Overload happens, This dude is just going to melt if he even gets there in time. Yeah, it looks like the Arc Overload is going to trigger again. And yep, there goes his HP, melting pretty quick. And third fight in a row, full yellow bar. Alright, one last fight, the mini-boss node. It's our old friend Sabretooth. Haven't seen Sabretooth on this node in quite a while. And I'm a bit rusty at fighting him, actually. This fight is not the smoothest. This is a 455 Saberman recovery strike back. And because of that strike back, I'm really just looking to hold my specials so I don't get backed up against the wall, as I usually do against this node. Because it's a mini-boss node, got to look at his signature ability level and saw that it was pretty low. Not that it really mattered with Void reversing the healing anyway. Actually, it's probably better that this guy is low sig ability. Like better defensively. I wish that he had higher sig level. That way the healing would be reversed that much more. But what are you going to do? Alright, so I get an early Petrified debuff this time, which is fantastic, actually. If I was throwing special ones, that would have helped out quite a bit. That would have made it much safer, but I ended up getting hit by this guy. A little bit weird, considering I don't normally get hit by Saberman, and that's actually not the only time I'm going to be getting hit by this dude. Just not my cleanest fight. I'm definitely gonna get a hit a few more times here, but like I said, I'm holding the special 3 because I am getting a little bit backed up against the wall, and sometimes you know, this guy can make up some serious ground on his specials. Basically, like his special 1, he leaps across the screen at you. So yeah, that's the real threat of Sabretooth. It's just to not get backed up against the wall. If you have all the room in the world to play around with, then it's not such a big deal. But yeah, up against that wall, his heavy attack is a little bit funky to dodge too. His special 2 here, I do not even try to evade it. I just block. It's not that big a deal, especially with him having a bunch of debuffs on him and me having the defensive masteries to reduce all that damage. I don't really care. It's starting to get pretty low here, and I'm thinking, you know what? Our old friend Sentry could use a kill. Let's give this one to Sentry. Add another one to Sentry. I'm not sure what I'm up to. Maybe somebody in the comments could let me know how many kills Sentry has gotten this season. But yeah, I think we're still maybe around 5-ish, something like that, with this one right here. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna have to try next war to get a whole bunch, since that'll be the final war of the season or something. Alright, back to not dying after last war where I did die. Now 11 wars in, died 1 time, 1 war to go. The final war, hopefully I can finish this one out and only have that 1 death of the season. We did take the victory here against xoxo. Good war to you guys. And that is going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.